Mumbai railway overbridge accident fallout. This is the Railway Ministry has named a top committee to probe what has happened and a probe panel to avoid future incidents. Megha Prasad is with me with more details. Yes, Megha.
Well, that's the information that's coming in. It seems now the Ministry, of course, the Ministry of Railways has confirmed to Times now at this point in time that there is going to be a committee that will be constituted, a high-level committee that will be constituted, 4-member committee that will look into exactly what went wrong and to ensure that in future such accidents can best be avoided. Now, the 4 people who are going to be a part of this committee, first I'll tell you it's to be headed by former CVC, Mr. Pratyush Sinha, who is a 1969 batch IS officer from the Bihar cadre. He will be heading this particular committee. Today, this decision was taken today, and we've just been informed about it. The other members, of course, are Vinayak Chatterjee and Subodh Jain. And of course, the director of the railway safety, he would also be a part of this 4-member committee, essentially to look into, how you would in future avoid such accidents. Remember, today in the morning, there was a report that was given out by the railways, where the railways very conveniently blamed both rain and rumour for the accident that happened a few weeks back at Elphinstone station, taking more than 25 precious lives. And today in the morning, it was a huge disappointment when we heard from the railways that it wasn't the narrow footover bridge, and perhaps it wasn't lackadaisical attitude on the part of the railways or even the local police out there. The GRP, the RPF, nothing, nobody was blamed, no fingers were pointed. Very conveniently, rain and rumour were blamed. Now, today in the morning, we had the Minister of Railways actually talk about how pained he was to see when he was here in Mumbai. Remember the day of the accident, he was right here in the city, and later on he took a marathon review meeting here with the railway officials. They were all summoned to Mumbai just a day after this unfortunate accident, and that very day, he talked about that very day when he said that he was pained to see the pile that had been languishing for the last 2 years, that the permission was granted to widen this particular footover bridge, but nothing was done. In fact, he said, and I'm quoting him, he said, "It pained me in Mumbai when I saw the file where a footover bridge which was approved, but it took months to finalize the design and prepare the documentation to tender it. It is a wake-up call for all my colleagues in the railways. They will have to bring speed and efficiency in our system." This is what he said in the morning, and now we know a decision that has been taken by him at the very highest level of the Railways Ministry, that this panel now that has been constituted with Mr. Pratyush Sinha to look into the reasons, the causes of this particular tragedy, this unfortunate incident, and to ensure that something of this sort will or should not be and shall not be repeated in the future.
Megha, the constitution and the names that you just read out in this probe panel that has been constituted by the Railways Minister just goes on to show the intent of the government and the new railway minister, because some of these industry experts, the former CVC, only goes on to underline that fact that the government is preparing to minimize rail accidents.
Well, absolutely. You see, we have seen the conduct of the government, especially the railway minister, after this particular incident. And if I were to take you back, remember that he was to fly down into Mumbai at about 12 that day, that particular fateful day when this accident took place. And then he lands into a situation which is already turned so difficult for the railways to handle. And from that time, he's obviously a hands-on minister. From that time till this minute, we have been told that, it has been one of the priorities for the railway minister. He really wants to ensure that something of this sort does not happen again. There are lots of meetings that have taken place and lots of recommendations have gone. We are also been told that some policy changes might also happen in the future as far as railways is concerned. So we are, seeing perhaps the first step in the right direction with this probe committee that has now been announced.